Hello everybody, it's me, the fluffiest panda around, Fluffle. So today I'm making a quick tutorial on how I Shaman heal. Now it should be said beforehand, this is not necessarily the meta, but it's what I do to heal effectively, and I hope you guys can take some advice from this. So, the first thing I want to do is I want to show you my talents. If I can go to the right. Nope. So my talents are going to look like this. I have Torrent, Windrush Totem, Lightning Surge Totem, Deluge, Earth and Shield Totem, Cloudburst Totem, and Ascendance. Again, your talent tree may look a little different than mine, but this is what I do to heal. Okay, so it used to be Mastery and Haste were number one, but it looks like the stat priority changed again. Now we're looking for Critical Strike as the most important. Versatility equals Mastery equals Haste. That means that any of those, they're good to put your secondary stats into. And on the bottom of the list is Intellect. But that's a primary stat, not a secondary stat. So you want to focus on Critical Strike, although I honestly believe Mastery and Haste are more important than Versatility will ever be. As you can see, my secondary stats here aren't, what they say are the priority, quote, end quote, but I got 91% Mastery, so, it's not too bad. And the very last thing that I want to talk about in this introduction before we move on to what my rotation is Heroism, or Bloodlust, if you're a disgusting savage. Heroism does this thing. It makes you grow a little bit taller, but more importantly, it increases haste by 30% for all party and raid members for 40 seconds. So heroism can actually be the source of a lot of grief for some raid members, especially if you use it when you think is okay, but the rest of the party doesn't seem to think so. It's just a generally a good, excuse me, talking here. It's generally just a good rule of thumb to cast heroism when it's called for by the raid lead or the dungeon lead or with whenever the tank asks for it. Alright, now let's talk about the rotation a little bit that I use. With me, I have Heather and Wilson, our GMs. Everyone say hi. Okay, so there's actually a couple skills used in the rotation. First and foremost is Healing Rain. You should always have Healing Rain down. It looks like, it looks like this. You wash your hair for a second and it starts raining. Other characters get to dance around the rain for a little bit and they start to feel good. It's just a continuous heal that will help you keep people alive while you're using your other longer casts. The second spell that you should always be casting is Chain Heal. Now, I know you're thinking, hey, well, what if everyone's at 100%? Why would you cast Chain Heal? Well, if you're in combat currently, you're never at 100%. Casting Chain Heal does exactly what it sounds like, but boom. You're bouncing heals around and you're doing what you can to keep everyone healthy. The third main spell that I use is Riptide. It's an instant cast spell. When someone's not feeling well, you can just pop them with it. And sometimes it'll cast this little guy, a little random totem that will keep the heals going for a little bit. But enough discussion, let's get into some combat. So as you're getting ready to get into combat, the first thing you do, drop that Healing Rain, target your tank, start to cast some chain heals. That first pull was a little weak though, so let's go ahead and get a second bigger pull. I'm going to do Healing Rain, and then I'm going to drop this guy. This is Gift of the Queen. Oh, hey! This is Gift of the Queen. It's the ability you get from your artifact weapon as of Legion. What it's going to do is it's going to double cast. It's going to give everyone that's in that circle 10% extra health. Now you can see they're starting to take some damage. My Healing Rain went down, so I'm going to recast Healing Rain, pop out a few chain heals, get out of the stuff, and I'm going to drop some Riptides. The Riptides are harder to see since, they're instant cast and they're on the party. This is just the basic rotation though. I mean, duh. Drop the Healing Rain, do a few chain heals. It's all basic stuff. What else can you do to improve your healing? We have a couple of totems here since we are shamans. We have a Healing Stream Totem, we have the Healing Tide Totem, and we have the Earth Shield Totem. So, we're going to go ahead and drop the Healing Rain. We're going to give the tank a Earth Ring Totem, Earth and Shield Totem. Just going to give him some extra defense. I'm going to keep that Healing Rain going. And we're going to get out of the stuff. We're going to drop a Healing Stream Totem. That's just going to help with the continuous heals that I've been mentioning a lot. Just going to keep the chain heals going, keep the rain coming down. Just Keep an eye on people over here. I don't have any add-ons, it should be mentioned. I'm not using any add-ons whatsoever. And I'm also not going to talk about legendaries, since legendaries, you know, they're going to be vastly different for everyone. But right now, just the simple act of hero. See, you got to ask for hero. If they don't want it, they won't take it. Yes? Okay. Heroism. Ah. Man, all this moving around is really screwing with my casts. What could I possibly do with it? More on that in the next boss fight. So I know it's a little tough to see in combat if you're not the one actually playing the game, but basically all I've been doing is I've been using Healing Rain whenever it goes down. I've been keeping Chain Heal up even if the party appears to be at 100%. I've been hitting people with Riptide if they dip down a little bit lower. I used Gift of the Queen as another area of effect spell. And that, again, should give everyone in that circle 10% additional health on top of a burst heal. And then the next pull we did, I gave an Earth and Shield totem to add a little bit of defense, and I dropped a Healing Stream totem to heal everyone that's standing around it. All of these heal over times, all these hots that I'm dropping, make it easier for me to use my cast heals on the people that need it most. Okay, so here we have a pull that's a little bit more movement heavy. And sure, you could just stand away and, you know, do your thing, but that's not the point of this. So I went in, Healing Rain, I dropped an Earth and Shield, I'm gonna drop a Healing Stream totem. Oh no, I need to cast on the move. That's where Spirit Walker's Grace comes in. Spirit Walker's Grace lets you cast on the move, so you don't need to worry about standing still. That was kind of a bad example considering all of the swirly-doos went everywhere except near me. So that's a good way to... It's only a 2-minute cooldown too, so it's not all that long. But that's going to be your best friend in movement-heavy fights. One of the major things to know as a healer is that you are not exempt from the mechanics. If you do not follow mechanics, you will die. I don't care how good you are, you're not necessarily going to be able to out-heal all the damage that's coming to you if you just ignore it. So, for this example, I dropped my Healing Rain, I dropped an Earthen Totem, and I also dropped a Healing Stream Totem just to kind of keep them up in the hundos or the high 90s, you know, or the high 80s or whatever. Just trying to run around, casting, that was lucky, running around casting Chain Heal every now and then. I know that it says they're at 100, but again, it's like preventative maintenance on a car. They're going to take damage at some point, so better heal now than later. So that's the general idea of when it comes to my rotation as a healer. I make sure to have the Healing Rain down. I make sure to keep everyone up with Chain Heal. I'll drop a quick solo heal with Riptide. Occasionally use the Healing Wave or the Healing Surge if shit gets too hairy. I make good use of my totems, mostly the Earth and Shield totem, Healing Stream and or Tide totems, and you know, cast heroism when it's called for. That's pretty much the bare basics. I honestly can't think of anything else that I could tell you that would help you. The big thing is practice. If you're new to Shaman healing, absolutely run a few Mythic Zeros before you go into the Mythic 10s. You know what I mean? But anyway, this has been a quick video tutorial. Onward! Onward! And I'll catch you guys in the next instance. Man, I don't care what anyone says. Halls of Valor is so nice. Oh, Jesus Christ!